Welcome to Weebs Top 10 Watch Club of the Great Jahy Will Not Be Defeated. I'm Scott.
I'm Jonah.
Spoilers ahead. All right. What did you think of this episode?
So I think it kind of built off of what we said last time, that we were kind of looking more for like reasons to care more about the other characters, and I think that kind of delivered on that a little bit.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly how I felt. I was like, okay, I think we're starting to go in the direction I like. I like this. We're all starting to intermingle. And there's I think this episode too helped me realize too. I think part of my thing was even when they weren't intermingling, I felt like we focused on the same goal for like 5 episodes. Well, not literally 5, but like 3 or 4 episodes where it was like, yeah, magic crystals, but it felt like we were literally just walking to find magic crystals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like this one was like, even when the characters weren't directly intermingling, it was like, oh, she's actually having trouble with like the police, or she saw like a weird guy in a magical girl costume, or you know what I mean? It was like, oh, okay, these are why we still are talking about magical crystals, or like we might be on that walk. Like things are actually happening other than like failing at finding a magical crystal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think it was a combo of both of those. Is like, okay, that was it too. It's too much like solid focus on like one thing that wasn't like, it felt like if there was a bunch of times where we were like, this is the goal and she fails at the goal. This is the same goal and she still fails at the goal. And it was like, okay, like now I just feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And now it felt like a little bit more diverse there and the characters were interacting and building. And so, yeah, I agree. I think it started to build exactly what I was saying I felt like I needed.
Yeah, same. Like it's nice that it was kind of a different style of episode where it's not about the crystals. And like, oh, okay, so she does intermingle with her boss and the landlady, like not when she needs rent or not at work, something like that. It was nice to see him like outside of that area.
Yeah, exactly. Like it felt more fleshed out. And so
yeah,
that's what they were giving to us. I liked it. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it starts out with how did it start out? Oh yeah, so she's like walking, a cop's like, hey, we have a someone call about suspicious looking person walking around. I think that's you. Why you dressed like that? Why are you here? And then she's like, no, your business. And then it does a flashback to like other times the cop grabbed her because she was like a kid and was like, hey, like maybe we need to call your parents. You were like crawling in a gutter.
yeah.
And then the landlord and the boss came and they were like, sorry. They picked her up like she was their child. And I was like, that's adorable.
Yeah, I like that. Both of them are like her parents now.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why she was running away from the cop eventually, because she got captured by the cop. Blah blah blah. She was like, don't call my landlady, but you can call my boss. And then realized that they got the wrong person, and it was actually like a middle school teacher with a beard in a park dressed as a magical girl, which Jahy thought was like the magical girl. So she ran after him and then realized it wasn't him, and then like fell on her face and was like, that's not her. And it kind of scarred her, and then she shrunk, and the cop was like, did she shrink? And then the landlord and the mom, that's hilarious. The boss picked her up, and then they got sick, which they gave the cold to Jahy, and then Jahy was miserable. And then she had moments I could relate with where she's like, this is so hard, and crying, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, she just wanted somebody to help her.
Yeah, and then in the morning, the boss, being the Chad mom she is, was cooking her food when she woke up and helped her out. And then the magical girl came, the real one, which I was thinking they were about to introduce her. I'm glad they did. And then she didn't recognize her, thought she was just a child, but she was there for the big magical what do they call them? Magic stones? Is that all they call them?
Magic crystals.
Yeah, magic crystal. And then Jahy's like, no, you can't take it. And she's like, you'll leave me one choice. And then she's screaming and holding onto her crystal. She's terrified because she thinks she's gonna die and get her crystal stolen. And then the landlord hears this. She runs in, and then she saves her. She saves the day. And she was, oh yeah, and then she called the magical girl. She's like, a suspicious looking character. She's like, suspicious? She's like, yeah. I'm cute. And then she was like, mushy mushy, police. And then the police, and she's like, there's no need for police. I'm a magical girl of justice. And then the magical girl gets arrested.
Real justice.
Yeah, then the landlord is very nice and puts her back to bed. And she's like, you're so hot, you need to get your fever down and focus on resting. She's not gonna come back. I'll stand guard. And then Jahy has a dream of beating the magical girl. She's very happy about it. And then the episode ends, and I thought it was very cute. And then there's an after credit scene of like the landlord and Jahy being fake professional wrestlers.
Say what you want. That's better than anything WWE's put out in like the last 5 years.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. You're right. Or anything that came close to it, they fired.
Yeah.
Man, there was a line, I can't remember it though, in the wrestling scene when they were talking about the landlord. I think they said the demon debt collector. That's what they called her.
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty funny. But yeah, so that was the episode. What were your thoughts? What was your favorite part? What do you have to say about this episode?
I loved it. I think it might have been my favorite episode so far, just because it was something like I was really craving for the series.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that they both were like, both look like the parents to Jahy now, and like the mom.
You did it too.
The boss cooked her food, like the landlady got her medicine and stuff like that, and just trying to help her feel better and all that. So I still like the love-hate relationship, and I think like Jahy still thinks it's like a mom too.
Oh, sorry, you broke up a little bit there. Jahy, what?
I like that Jahy's thinking like the boss lady's like her mom, kind of.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I think it was great. It was probably my favorite episode. I even had some funny bits with the math teacher, magical girl.
Yeah.
For that, but no, I absolutely loved it. What about you?
Yeah, I loved it too. I would say it's probably my favorite episode so far as well. Sorry, I had an itch. Yeah, it's probably my favorite episode. Oh yeah, she got her the medicine. I swear, I don't know what it is. Is there something in Japan that's like a pseudo cure-all just called medicine? The only reason I say that is like I feel like so many Japanese games, like even like Animal Crossing and anime, will be like, oh, you're feeling bad, I'll get you medicine, and they just say medicine, and it all looks like generically the same, and they get it for everything. Like they never say a specific medicine. They don't even say cold medicine. Like they say medicine, and it works for everything. And I was just like, is there a general medicine everyone takes when they're feeling under the weather that's like it attacks a lot of things? If that doesn't work, then we'll get specific. Like
it's just the medicine.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was really cute. And honestly, if the rest of the episodes are kind of like this, and like this is the dynamic, I think it's exactly what I want from the show.
Yeah, I'm glad they started out with pretty much like my two favorite side characters, the landlady and boss.
Yeah.
For that one, if they do it to Jahy or whatever her name is.
Yeah, I think they call her like Druhy, I think.
Yeah. If they do it to her as well, but I don't know if they'll do it to the other person gunning for like Jahy's spot.
Oh yeah, the one that I can't remember her name, but
the cosplayer.
Yeah, the cosplayer that wants to be the second command feels like she deserves it.
Yeah. I mean, I think I hope all of them get like a little bit like that. And then they start going maybe like making the magical crystals. Like I guess the overall plot, but like I don't think it needs to be the plot for every episode.
Yeah, and I honestly I'd like it better if she more fell into it than anything.
Yeah, if it's like she's doing another thing and just happenstance, like there's one there. Great, fantastic. Two birds, one stone.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, I think I think what would be funny uh is like uh Jahy like tries, but then like Druji or whatever her name is, uh she basically collects them all, you know, and she's like, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, I can't find any more. I'll give you the rest, and like da 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 da. And then they realize they're almost there with like the 5 that Jahy has, and then Jahy just like bullshits and says she like grabbed all the rest, and she's like, wow. And then like Jahy's just like, you only had like 1/8. I got the rest of them. And she's like, I knew you were great.
Do you think they'll ever restore it, or do you think she'll slowly learn to love her life?
I think it would be like a love or life thing, and then like I think she'll always say it, but I don't know if they'll ever do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, and I think it will be interesting. I because it could go a bunch of different ways. I think I'm glad they introduced the magical girl. I think there might be some fun to be had there. I wonder where they'll go, if she'll basically become friends, or if she'll realize who she is or won't, or you know, all that jazz. And then I hope too they do include like Druji or whatever her name is and the cosplayer, and then but I hope they incorporate them like all as a group. You know what I mean? Like they all start interacting with each other.
Yeah.
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 But
I agree. I think it'd be nice. I also think the cosplayer might get a job where Jahy works.
that would be fun, especially because the boss like teased her with being like, "Hey, maybe you should be the shift manager now," but there's no one to shift manage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be fun too. And honestly, what would be fun is if both her and the magical girl worked at the restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see both of those.
And it will be interesting to see if Jahy has some costume changes now that it's getting colder and they're telling her to bundle up.
Yeah.
Got any other thoughts?
No, I kind of hope they kind of keep on this train, at least for maybe 2 episodes, maybe. That'd be nice. And then they can kind of branch up. But I think they might start diving into the magical girl, probably, if I had guess.
Yeah, that's probably what I would guess too. The interesting thing about the show is it's so slice of life, even though it has those other elements that I genuine and vignette that I don't like. I don't know where they're gonna go with it. Not in a bad way. It's just like I genuinely can't really guess.
Mm-hmm.
But do you guys know where they're going with it? If you've read the manga, don't be commenting spoilers. But do you guys have an idea where they're gonna go with it? What are your thoughts? Did you enjoy these episodes? Leave comments down below, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Hasta la pasta.